So, anyway, Shantae Brown, Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns. And so I'm talking about drug use today and like how it gets into the community and how it's still affecting the community today. And that's the most messed up part because y'all know I'm like really taking up for people. I'm like going hard. And so I actually started helping somebody. Because for real, I don't always, because today I got a piece of wood in my eye. I'm not joking. Um, that's why sometimes I'm not always like, I'm, I got reasons to be mean, and I'm not mean. That's why I try to tell people. But today, um, there's an issue with like drug use. So a person just told me that she's a drug addict, and I actually have been helping her addict. Okay, so I was like, "How long you been on drugs?" And I was like, "Maybe the '80s, right? Maybe it's '83, '85." So I fill out this sheet, and it'll go down, and it'll be like, um, that she asks all the questions, and you just write down everything you need. I have to do it for her because she is illiterate. So I'm filling the sheet out, and she keeps thinking that she has to have everything done for her. But this is a problem too. She is actually needed to be somewhere else by 9 o'clock. So that's something I found out today. Because it's like, but what she does is has this incessant thing where she's trying to get back so she can get what she needs so she can go. And so that could be a reason for drug use. You see what I'm saying? Because it's almost like this ADD. You know what I'm saying? Attention deficit disorder. So it's like her focus is right now she wants the clothes. This person is giving her the clothes, so she is constantly bothering her, constantly telling her, constantly. It's like incessant. And so then you start to see, I'm seeing, okay, the longer I stay here, I just watch, I just analyze, see what's going on. So it's like even the cleaning up. So now it's like always skipping from one house to the next. And that's the reason why, because this person doesn't want to clean up after themselves. She has the ability to, but she doesn't have the attention to be able to do that because her focus is on coming back here and getting some clothes. So she can't handle anything else outside of that. She's not, because most women can multitask. She can't even multitask. It's like all that is gone. And so I'm just curious. So I just brought up a list of like things that trigger people to go back on drugs because she's actually saying too that she wants to get off, and that's what a lot of people say. And I mean, wholeheartedly, that's what they say. They look at you and they really want to get off drugs, and it's like they can't because of some situation. And I don't know. It's hard, man. I guess it's hard. You gotta think about the friends they have too. The friends they have are probably still on drugs too. So how do you actually get out of drugs and stay out of drugs, especially if you're still in the same community? So I asked her, I was like, so do you go to rehab? And she's like, yeah, she's going, that's what she's going at 9 o'clock. She's going to talk to people about rehab. So it's a good focus. But her trying to get there, it seems like it's being incessant. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like that's her. She has to get what she has to get done, and she has to depend on other people too. So I don't know. I guess it's like a I don't know what is it, a catch-22. That's what it is, a catch-22. She in a situation where she has to depend on other people. That's why it's not good to always like have programs where we gotta wait for somebody else to do something. It's like if we could do it, if we could move ahead our fucking self, that's what the fuck gonna happen. We gonna move ahead our fucking self. But if you gotta wait on somebody, they'll let you sit there and hold. They'll hold every fucking. They'll just be saying, "Oh, I didn't know that was happening," and it's like, well. Then when I told you, why didn't you change your mind? Because usually, like if I hold something and my students come back and tell me, it's like, oh my God, I forgot I had your phone in my pocket, and they'll come back with me with tears in their eyes, and I'm looking at them like, sweetie, I have always been here for you, and all they do is say, you took my phone. It's like, oh, all you gotta do is tell me I had your phone. By the end of class, I would have gave it to you, and they just like, okay, and it's like automatically the tears just go away because it's like it's not that serious. Because I'm trying to get you to move on with your life. I'm not trying to hold you here for bringing the phone to class and playing with it one day. Because me too, I lose focus too. I'm the same way. I got devices, and it's like if I get into a game or I start talking or reading or something, I don't care about who in the room. I'm going to focus on what I have to focus on. So it's like I have the same problem as you. That's why as an educator, you can't ever go back and be like, well, I don't have that problem. I never did that. I never went through that. And it's like, yeah, you really did. You've been through that yourself. So how is it that you can't understand them, but you want them to always understand you? See what I'm saying? I don't know. So I guess it is a catch-22. So drug relapse triggers. Friends or family members who misuse drug, alcohol, because you're so close to the person. It's like you in the vicinity with this drink, or you in the vicinity with this. What was it I try to stop? I don't know. It's like if it's there, you gonna taste it. You see what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to eat eggs today. I didn't, but I only had two. You know what I'm saying? So it's in the vicinity. I'm gonna go ahead and eat it. And I had a bad day yesterday. Let me just get some protein in my body. I'm gonna have to eat a lot of salad today. Um, Stressful environments like hospitals. So again, it's like you get into the hospital, you think they're gonna help, and it's almost like they pushing you back out the door because people don't drink that, don't drink too much of that. This is enough, and then they offer you another drug in place of a drug that you already been taking instead of just letting you detox. Sit down, be quiet, get in the corner. We gotta go here at this time. It'll be like they'll set up a whole schedule instead of just letting you just pick out a day. You know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of these situations, I think they do need to have like the 4 hours, like the guy who created this stuff, like how we have our day now. Like, so I have like a few hours in the garden. Like I have access to the garden. I have access to materials to write and draw. I have access to a job that I could do, like maybe wash dishes or something like that. I have access, you know what I'm saying? So now I can do what I kind of want to do. I have access to, so it's like you have access to a gym maybe. So then it's like you have access to take a walk. So it's like you start to, if you had drug use, you're not pressing people to be here at this time and talk about something. You were just telling them, hey, this is it. And set up one time to talk a week. Like, you don't have to set up 2 and 3 times to talk a fucking day. Like, they talk about it all the time. And so you're constantly talking about trauma. You're not talking about rebuilding from trauma. You're talking about trauma. And this is the stuff I've been trying to put into my inventions. That's why I was like hoping that everybody would actually contacted me instead of just making it out about trauma and talking too fucking much. So that was like it. It's like that's a lot. Like you have to give people the space to actually start to recreate what's going to be more comfortable for them. Just like when you dieting, now since everybody out here dieting and trying to be like me anyway. Listen, just do that. Give people space so they can make their own programs for themselves. Because the programs that you make is not going to work for the same person. Especially after you take the Ayurveda test, you start to see all the different body types and all the different foods that you can have. 4 different body types. And all the different foods that are good for you and not good for you. You start to see that is something that has to be specific for that person. I can't eat the same thing that a tall, thin person can eat and be okay. And a tall, thin person can't eat the same thing I eat and be okay. And then again, maybe they can. But it's the program that they have to create for themselves to make everything better. If we out here telling everybody what they need to do and how they need to get there, they're not going to get there. Because that's something that they already are against. And their head is like, fuck you. And when you leave, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. You have to get people to believe in you and your movement and your story. And how you going to do that if you force it? We are not in a dictatorship because of COVID-19. Get over your fucking selves. So next, relationship issues. It's because you don't have supportive relationship issues. Because you won't have supportive relationships because you have to think, who do I want to be around when I'm doing drugs? Other drug addicts. So you have to move away from that situation too. It's almost like even when they're going through rehab, I don't even think they need to be in the same neighborhood they have rehab in. I think we need to take them 4 hours away. 4 to 6 hours away. 8 hours away. 24 fucking hours away to get better. It's not a joke. And maybe they can find a new job there. Maybe they can find new friends. But these people don't know what their lives were like. And you see what I'm saying? It's not where you have to always tell people. That is not something that you have to share. You do not have to share with people that you were a drug addict. It is not something you have to share. If you don't have a disease or STD or anything, who cares? You did drugs. You drank a lot. You were an alcoholic. And move on with your life. Nobody is going to pressure you into doing anything. It's just like me and the food. I do not tell everybody I got a bad stomach. It's not something I have to do. That's not something I have to disclose to anybody. Even when they get their little feelings hurt when I can't eat what they cooked. It's just, I don't have to tell you that. I just have to say no and move on in my life. It's not something that you have to disclose. If it never hurt you or harmed you in any way, you don't have any lingering diseases or anything, why tell? And even if you do, you still don't have to say it's because of drugs. It could be because of anything. Next, feeling bored. They'll do that because, again, it's in the area. It's there. That's how I am with exercise. It's like it's a machine over there. Don't I need to get on it? If I see a good fence I can climb, don't I need to climb the fence? Those type of issues that like that's not. These are types of things that can be replaced. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can replace that with something else. Don't I need to knit? That's a nice yarn. I wish I could have knitted that. You see, you want to give them space to create something for them to replace what it is that they are taking away from them for their lives, from their lives. Parties where drug and alcohol use occurs. Who wants to party anymore? All of y'all dangerous. I don't want to party nowhere. I just want to chill for real. Give me like a movie or some stressful life situations, exactly. So people will put you in stress in the middle of a detox, so now you back on drugs again. I don't have any problems with people with knowing that people did drugs. I have no problem. But I mean, since I was 8, I'm 43 years old. It's like this is the year for me to turn 43. And I was 8 years old when that problem started occurring. So that's 35 years of crack. 35 years of crack in East St. Louis, and they still over here functioning addicts. Functioning. They have to get places to go. And people are still holding back because they're on drugs. And it's like, well, you're not helping me get off because you keep putting me in a stressful situation. So I don't know. I guess now I've been talking about it, I really don't have wood in my eye. Maybe I'm just a hopeful person with great thoughts and good ideas. You see, anyway, it's Shantae Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns telling me to fuck off. You're my enemy. I love you and I thank you if you're my friend. Have a good day. I'm starting my new show on Brown Sugar Talk in a minute, and it's about relationships. It's about relationships. Have a good day.